Alright, so the utility companies are putting in solar arrays along highways and big lots, and it looks like a football-sized field of solar arrays and all this kind of stuff. Well, those solar arrays have inverters on them, and those inverters are limited, okay, to the frequency they can switch at, because there's literally millions of watts involved. So you and I can go buy an inverter for our home, put a solar panel on the roof, and that switching mode power supply inside that device will run it around 16, 20, 24, or 30 kilohertz. It depends on the manufacturer. Okay? And those are fairly easy to switch because you're not switching more than 50 amps typically. Okay? Now you go to these big arrays, and there's megawatts of power. A CMOS chip, which is inside of a standard inverter, switching that much current, okay, in order to convert it from DC to AC, will fry the chips inside the inverter. It'll just barbecue itself, okay?
I mean, from AC to DC?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is interesting. Wonder if Sue turned something on upstairs. Anyway.
The neighbor turned his TV off. Oh, no, it's also on.
I don't know what she did. We'll figure it out later. So they can't switch like a normal inverter can switch, and you can filter those switch circuits for frequencies of 16, 20, 24, or 30 kilohertz relatively easily. You can put in line conditioners and remove the DE from those devices, okay, and wind up with relatively clean power. The utility companies can't switch at that frequency. They have to switch. They have special inverters that run anywhere from 900 hertz up to 3.5 to 4 kilohertz in frequencies, so they can switch that level of current. And they use it with a different chip called a triac. Okay, a triac can operate with more current. Okay, but what that does is on the grid, it puts these frequencies that they're switching at all across every wire in the grid. So you'll notice on this scope, there's this huge spike to the left here. Okay, that is coming from, I wonder if I got this. Oh, okay, that was my fault. Okay, so you see this huge spike over here to the left. I'm going to change the scale, okay, down to 10 kilohertz, okay. So now you see from 0 through 10 kilohertz, and these frequencies right here, okay, 147 kilohertz, 121, 195, okay, 252 kilohertz. So those are all the switching transverters or inverters that they use in the grid, feeding your house with utility power based on solar panels. They switch at a lower frequency than your normal homeowners built solar panel system. Okay, so that's why you see this huge spike to the left, okay, of frequencies, and you can see the frequencies by just clicking them on. Okay. Okay, and then there's all the harmonics of it. Okay, there's a harmonic there. Okay. So, what you're getting from solar power, okay, is a lot of noise here and below 4 kilohertz that you may not realize you're getting. Now, we don't know if that has a health effect or not. We don't really know. Okay, you can filter. If they use a sine tamer will filter from 1 kilohertz up to 10 megahertz. Okay. Most other capacitive-based filters start in about 10 kilohertz, like a Stetzer or a Greenwave. They're starting at 10 kilohertz. Anything below 10 kilohertz, it won't mitigate. So it won't mitigate those frequencies below 10 kilohertz. But there's all kinds of it, as you can see on the wire. Any questions?
No.